Is affecting all of Southern California. There's a lot of different information depending on where you live, so we're going to go over that again. If you are in LA, you can go to lacity.gov and notifyla.org for any of your updated information. For the entire county, you can go to lacounty.gov/emergency. If you're in Riverside County, you can go to rivco.org. And then if you're in San Bernardino County, you can go to sbcounty.gov. And then down in Orange County, ocgov.com/Hilary. And they have the Alert OC function as well, where you can get those updated text messages and emails for what's going on in your area. So basically, depending on where you live in Southern California, just make sure you're staying updated with your county or city's websites. They've been pretty good on social media as well for updating any of that information, so you can know exactly what's going on in your neighborhood. But of course, we have reporters all around Southern California today for you to bring that updated information and what it looks like where they're positioned. And now we'll take to social media to kind of talk about that, to see what's going on in the different areas. We have here from the governor's office that CAL FIRE has pre-positioned 9 swiftwater rescue teams and urban search and rescue teams, along with 290 pre-positioned engines. They're working round the clock to make sure people are safe. Of course, as more of the rain comes in, we do know, Robert, right, that our riverbeds will be full. We have some mudslides already happening here, and the big rain hasn't even really hit us down yet. So this is something we're going to be keeping track of all day, right?
Absolutely. And remember, you know, we've said this before, 6 inches of basically water on the road is enough to just sweep your car away. And here's what's going to be really interesting. As it starts to get darker, Jada, this is why people should stay off the roads, because there could be some roads that they don't even see are flooded, and then they'll just run right into that, and then that's when we've got a rescue on our hands.
Yeah, this mudslide right there in that photo wasn't that big, so if it was dark out, you may not even see it and get stuck in the mud right there. And of course, we have these flash flood warnings that you spoke about earlier, and in those flash flood areas, the roads can be flooded, the mudslides could happen, right? So what really happens when there's a flash flood warning? What should people expect in that neighborhood?
So just know that a warning, as opposed to a watch, a warning means that there's flash flooding imminent in any of these areas here. So that's why it's very important for you to stay on top of your local alerts from your city and also the National Weather Service. Also, the Spectrum News app will issue these alerts from the National Weather Service. So there's multiple ways you can get the heads up on. But if you live near a riverbed or anywhere that's known for having flash flooding, be extra aware today. And so they're basically opening up the window here that there could be flash flooding in any of these areas, because we've already had a lot of rain in the Santa Clarita Valley.
I know, and it's just going to obviously keep getting worse as the day continues. And we have to remember about our pets. LA Animal Services here is reminding pet owners that being prepared will help your pets stay safe in an emergency. Of course, make sure your pets stay inside, that they're wearing a dog tag just in case they do happen to get out or lost. Create copies of important documents. Prepare your emergency kit. Make sure that you have any of the goods that you need for your animals as well. We don't want to forget about that. PETA says that during storms, that's the main time that animals do get loose and get lost. We know thunder, lightning could scare and upset animals as well. So it's important to keep those animals inside. I know all you pet owners out there will keep track of that. And we're going to check back in with Zarina Carazada over in Palm Desert to give us the latest update of what you're seeing out there. Zarina.
Well, good morning, Jada. As you were just talking about animals, you know, this 29 Palms shelter is also allowing people who are seeking shelter to bring in their animals. They're just asking that you bring a crate with you to keep them in there and safe. Once again, the address for that is 6539 Adobe Road. That's in 29 Palms. It'll be open as of 1 p.m. today and will be open throughout the night. But over here in Palm Desert, it is fairly calm. The rain has, you know, stopped for now. It's fairly dry here and the roadways are pretty clear. But as you know, evacuation orders and wind gusts could be picking up soon. So it's important to have everything ready to go if you need to be in that situation to leave your area. But as of right now, everything seems pretty calm here. As I mentioned, the weather is dry. We're just waiting to see what that storm is going to bring us over here in the Coachella Valley. Jada?
Thank you so much, Zarina. Of course, Zarina out there in Palm Desert, which is in Riverside County, where they're going to be getting a lot of that rain today. And if you have any information that you want to get in Riverside County, you can go to rivco.org. Thank you again, Zarina, out there. She's going to keep us in touch with what's happening out there. But of course, Riverside County is going to get a lot of this rain. Joining us now is Shane Reichart, PIO with Riverside County Emergency Management. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Shane.
Thanks for having me.
So what can you tell us about the conditions overall in Riverside right now? We saw Zarina out in Palm Desert, not much rain, but what about the rest of Riverside County?
So I'm here at our Emergency Operations Center, and with a county that's as big as our 7,300 square miles, we've got a lot of different areas, a lot of different environments. So we are monitoring everything within Riverside County. What we're seeing right now is widespread rain. We don't have any significant impacts, but we do have some localized power outages, some localized roadways that have water on them, and we will continue to monitor for any impacts.
Thanks so much. And what should residents be doing right now to stay safe? Obviously, stay off the roads is the main one, but are there any other details you can give residents?
Well, residents definitely heard the message that we wanted people to take precautionary measures in advance. So we went through 147,000 sandbags just in yesterday alone, 750 tons of sand. So the preparedness was very serious. We want people to continue that preparedness message. If they need to evacuate, we want them to be ready for evacuations. So know what they're going to take, make sure that they've got a plan for their pets, make sure they've got a plan for seniors, elderly, anybody that needs assistance. And if you get an evacuation order, that's the time to go. An evacuation warning is really if you need extra time, that evacuation warning gives you that extra time so that you're not waiting until the order when things are really starting to happen.
And for people to get those evacuation warnings or those evacuation orders, where should they be looking for that? Where will that information come from?
What we want people to do is sign up for Alert Rivco. That is our local emergency alerting platform. It's administered by public safety agencies here in Riverside County. You can go to rivcoready.org/alertrivco, and that's where you're going to be able to sign up. It's very simple. You enter your address. You can put in your cell phone, multiple cell phones, your voice over internet, emails as well, and that will give you those notifications as quickly as possible.
And you mentioned a lot of sandbags were given out already. Are there places that are still giving them, or right now, because the rain has started, they're kind of out of those sandbags?
What we really want is for people to stay off the roads. It's not, there's rain coming down. It's not safe to be out on the roads. We want people to stay home if at all possible. If they absolutely need sandbags, if there's water coming, in danger of coming into their homes, sandbags are available at fire stations. I would suggest contacting the fire station in advance to make sure that they still have sandbags. And if it's really getting to the point where it's going to cause damage to your home, call 911 and let them know, and they can see what resources are available to assist.
And then, of course, looking forward to once the storm passes, what response will residents be looking for if they need any help after the storm? If they see any damage, what will they look for over in Riverside County?
So we do have teams that are out in the community looking for damages when we have significant events going through. So a microburst is what happened in Mecca earlier on Friday. We will have teams out in those areas looking for damages and figuring out what kind of resources we need in that area so that we can work with the Emergency Operations Center and all of the resources that are here and address those needs properly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And is there anything else that we haven't spoken about this morning that you think residents in Riverside County should know about right now?
Well, we want people to go to our website, rivcoready.org/active events, and that is where we're putting the information that's available. So you can find links to road closure information, both in Caltrans and the County Transportation Agency. You can find information on preparedness. And when we have updates on, say, evacuations, we are posting that information to our website as quickly as we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and for giving us all this information. I know it's very helpful for our viewers out there.
Definitely. Thank you.
Awesome. Now bringing it back here to LA County, we have Kate Cagle over in downtown Los Angeles. Kate, what can you tell us?
Well, I'm here outside of the Emergency Operations Center. This is where they are monitoring the storm's impact on the city and county of Los Angeles. Inside, they are watching the foothills. They're still monitoring key intersections. And one of the things that they are watching right now is rain intensity. We've gotten a bit of the reprieve from the heaviest rain at the moment. You can see it's really lightened up right here in downtown LA. I did see when I was inside that Mayor Karen Bass was meeting with staff. We know there was a coordinated briefing that happened at 11:30, so we are expected to get more information about the city's emergency response at this point shortly. We've also requested an update from the mayor's team. I do want to say, one of her signature initiatives coming into office was Inside Safe, and that is moving people from the streets into hotel rooms. We got an update from the county's homeless services agency saying that they really focused on riverbeds in this area, trying to get people moved out of waterways ahead of Hurricane Hilary. They told us they relocated as many as 50 people away from the Santa Fe Dam area. We are expecting to get a response or an update from them today as well. The brunt of the storm is expected to hit this area later this afternoon, and we know that we're going to be getting a briefing again at 4 p.m. that will include the mayor and also LAUSD Superintendent Alberto Carvalho, who will then be giving us the latest on the plan for LAUSD tomorrow. He's saying right now that they are monitoring the storm's conditions and that their key worry at this point is, of course, the safety of students and staff. So it will depend on whether or not people can safely get to school in the morning. But as we are just getting started with this rain hitting Los Angeles, they still have much to see. Jada, back to you.
Yeah, of course, Kate, talking about traveling. You're in downtown right by Union Station. Metro posting before they're preparing for possible floodings with sandbags and pumps. We know during the winter storms it was flooded down there as well, but it seems okay right now. But like we said, throughout the rest of the day, the rain can get worse, and you'll be out there checking it for us. So what are those conditions right now? It seems like the rain is holding off okay. Have you seen anything in the streets so far?
Yeah, we've seen some waves of steady rain, some heavier pockets, but for the most part right now, I would say it's basically sprinkling outside. So we're not seeing that deluge that is expected to happen later today. And again, emergency officials here, that is something they are monitoring, is the intensity of the rainfall that LA is experiencing at the moment. And right now, this is the lighter part of the storm, as the eye right now is hitting just south of Tijuana. Jada.
Great. Thank you so much, Kate. Stay safe and dry out there. We'll be checking back in with Kate. And as Kate was mentioning right now, the rain is supposed to be getting worse in our area throughout the day. So we'll check in with Robert now of what to expect as the day continues. Robert.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're still sticking with, that as this system comes a little closer now to Southern California later on this afternoon, expected to make landfall right around San Diego County, perhaps around 4, 5, or 6 o'clock, that we'll be getting more of this. And it will intensify certainly as it gets closer. We don't want to focus too much on the eye, because of the eye, it's around the eye where we're going to get a lot of the strong stuff. Flash flood warning, 6:30 p.m. there for Lancaster, Singing Springs, so across the 14, just not the best time to be driving across these areas here. So Acton, Juniper Hills. We'll widen out a bit and you'll see the big picture. Yes, it's been coming down steadily. For some of you, it's just a light shower, maybe a sprinkle, but others of you, especially where we see some orange, reds, yellows, that's where it's a little more moderate to heavy rain, especially when we see some reds here. Not seeing it here just right now. We did see some steadier, more moderate to heavy rain around here, but that has now let up somewhat. And then just right along the coast, we're not only going to be getting rain, but we're going to be getting some high surf. This is not the day to be checking things out, to be taking selfies out on the high surf. I stay away from the coast, or if you don't have to be on the roads at all today, just watch all of this unfold from home in the safety of your home. So there's LA for you, Santa Monica seeing some rain, and then up towards Simi Valley, San Fernando as well. So there's the moving satellite radar, and you'll see how it is coming up from the south, and that makes sense, right? Because this system is to the south, went from a hurricane to a tropical storm. When we look at basically the distance between San Diego County and right around where this eye is, it's roughly 250 to 300 miles away. So making landfall as of the last update at 11 o'clock. over Baja California and north. So there's the big picture, and I want to show you. There's that steady stream, almost like a river of moisture heading all the way up into the Dakotas. And when you look at the setup, this is the specific reason why we're getting these effects. Ridge of high pressure to our east, trough of low pressure to our west, basically, and the circulation, basically, in the upper levels of the atmosphere are just steering all that moisture. If we didn't have this setup, that what was Hurricane Hilary would have just stayed out in the ocean and gone to the west. So this is exactly the reason why we're getting the effects of this, and we never know what these setups are going to be basically from week to week. So there's the overall picture. We'll be monitoring traffic. I've seen numerous incidents out there. Flash flood warning, just a heads up. Dangerous flash flooding is imminent or happening. Some roads will be flooded. Homes and businesses may be flooded. You're expected to move to higher ground. Don't drive through those flooded roads. And Jada, that's one of the dangers. You know, sometimes you go on at your same speed, but somewhere on the freeway there's some ponding going on, and you may run into that. And that's very dangerous, as we've seen from many, many storms, especially over the winter.
Robert, thank you so much for mentioning the flash flood warning. If anyone just got the alerts on their phone, if they are in the Los Angeles area, we have a flash flood warning now for Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Glendale until 7:45 p.m. So make sure just to stay off the roadways, stay safe out there. The rain is coming, and we are now in a flash flood warning. Again, Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Glendale. Now, of course, there's a lot of information that we've been getting throughout the day. Of course, check on your local websites. Every county has updated information on their government websites. You can sign up for those alerts with Alert OC, Alert Rivco, Alert Los Angeles. All of these things will help send you information to your phone. And of course, we're going to go to a press conference that happened earlier this morning with LA Mayor Karen Bass, along with LAFD, LAPD. They gave some information on what to expect throughout the day and what you can expect on your roadways and any emergency operations that may be having. So we'll go to that press conference from earlier this morning.